Hey, welcome to your daily December download, and today we're going to be talking about how people don't want franchises to end, but they definitely should. Let me explain. A thing that I keep seeing, especially in modern days, especially in gaming, because people don't really say this that much in movie or book terms, of like, oh, we got to bring back this old franchise. People with games are very much more likely to say something along the lines of something like, I don't know, Ape Escape, or Jack and Daxter and Sly Cooper are the best examples because they're going to prove my point even better. But like, oh yeah, it's like, how come Sony doesn't bring back Jack and Daxter? How come they don't bring back Jack and Daxter? So how come they don't do that? And it's kind of almost ridiculous to ask. Number one, the studio who made the series is done with it. I don't know why you would want the series to continue to exist under the same name with different development team. Then you wouldn't be getting the game that you want. But even outside of that, the story ended. And gamers have this weird thing where they feel every series should go on forever. Like, if it comes out, it must keep going until the heat death of the universe, or until we're all sick of it, and then we just complain that it doesn't exist anymore and should come back. And that's kind of always been a stupid thought to me, because sometimes things should end. A lot of the things that I even still like, I think should have probably ended at some point. I don't think anyone, it's like I think Call of Duty, it's like, this is not something I like, but Call of Duty probably should have ended. Assassin's Creed was supposed to have an end point, and then they just rewrote the end point and then just kept pumping them out forever. Sonic should have ended twice, in my opinion. There's two good spots where you can stop it and like, or at least take a major break, and they just never did. And there's so many other series out there that could benefit from, not existing for a while, or sometimes just stop. Everything has to end eventually, and it's okay for things to end. But with gamers, I don't know what it is. They feel that everything should continually get sequels or new things constantly every few years because they miss the old thing, and they're like, oh, well, I just want more of it. And it's like, well, sometimes it's okay for things to just wrap up. I don't want more Uncharted. Uncharted 4 came out. It's over. We are done. I do not want another Uncharted game. When Last of Us 3 comes out, and it's probably going to have a definitive ending for the characters, I don't need another one. Heck, Last of Us didn't even need a sequel, to be fair. I knew they were going to make one, even before I played the game, but it didn't need a sequel. There is such a thing as a standalone experience, but people are not ready to process that. I don't know, we live in a world with so many sequels and reboots and regurgitation of things that already exist that people can't fathom something coming out, being singular, and then never coming out with anything ever again. Not everything needs sequels, not everything needs a trilogy, not everyone needs a multiverse, not everyone needs things can just stop for a franchise. Because if you don't stop it, eventually you're going to reach franchise fatigue. I can't name, there's like a few franchises that never reach franchise fatigue, or they do have that evergreen status where they could just exist forever. And that's usually just because the story is non-existent, or like the characters are like more concepts than anything else. Like Mario can last forever because his world doesn't have a story. His world doesn't have lore. His world doesn't have characters that actually matter. So he can go on forever because as long as you come up with a new gameplay style, that's enough to stretch it out. And also there's only one per console generation. They do not come out with multiple Mario games per console generation. So each Mario release is an event. So that's how that series stays alive, because they take their time to make the next one, and you never get a full Mario game, except for like in the Wii era, where you got Galaxy and Galaxy 2, but that was like rare. You get one on 64, one on GameCube, there's 2 on Wii, and then there's one on Wii U, one on Switch. You get 1 per console generation, and it's a banger, and you leave it alone, and and then wait till next time. It's because an example of a platformer that did have story and did have characters that were constantly evolving, that did have to keep going, is Ratchet and Clank. And Ratchet and Clank reaches a certain point of, well, they have to end it, because the story can't go on forever. Once you introduce a story, it can't go on. Not everything's... Another thing that can go on forever is Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy isn't using the same characters every time. If your franchise involves switching out characters on a whim, like Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, those things can go until the heat death of the universe, but if you got a consistent narrative, you gotta run it down. I personally feel that like Sonic had reached a good ending point in Sonic Adventure 2. And then the second best endpoint was Sonic Generations, if you wanted to just wrap it up there. I think there's 2 good stopping points for these franchises, but they're still going. And whether the stuff that came after these stopping points were good or bad, I think that you only have a few chances to end your franchise without it ending from burnout. And I don't know. I respect endings more than anything else. I think that those are the most important parts of storytelling and gaming as a medium. It's okay to reach an endpoint and put a franchise to rest. And now I'm just repeating myself, but thank you for watching. I got to record a bunch of other videos back to back, so wish me luck.